Howdy, and welcome back to Celebrating Vintage Model Kits. Today we've got an Aurora kit, a pretty rare kit from Aurora. This is the Temco TT-1 U.S. Navy Jet Primary Trainer, sometimes called the Pinto. I think that was Temco's official name for it, but I don't know if the Navy adopted that as the official name, but at least Temco did. And Temco was a Texas company that tried to get into manufacturing aircraft, and this was one of them. So this kit was a rebox from Aurora, first issued in '62 and then '63, and I believe this is the '63 issue of the kit. It was originally a Strombecker, and that Strombecker one came out in '58. It was one of the last kits coming from Strombecker. They got into plastics, as we saw in one of our reviews a few days ago, a previous review of a combination wood/plastic. They did finally cross over into full plastic kits, but didn't hang around much longer. They pulled out, and they sold most of their molds to Aurora. So this was issued once by Strombecker, and then two different versions of it in '62, '63 from Aurora. And then that was it. This kit did not make it back out again. Quite possibly this is another one of those molds that was lost in the Great Aurora train wreck, where the molds had been sold to Monogram, were being shipped down there. The train derailed, and molds were scattered all over the countryside, in the mud, in the riverbed, all over the place. So this may be another one of those molds that got lost at that time. So let's take a look a little bit more at what we got here. So it's molded in yellow plastic, so you didn't have to paint this. And we'll take it off the stand so it's a little bit easier to look at. So you've got a combination of some raised panel lines and recessed panel lines, not too bad. Some rivet detail, but it is somewhat small. Still probably out of scale, but not as bad as some of the other kits that you see. The fit's not too good. Pretty big gaps on the wing joint. Most of the joints are fairly big. Got this weird where they brought the underside of the wing around the tip. It's kind of an odd way of doing that. But it doesn't have markings molded on. So when you lay down the decals, they actually lay down on the surface. Kind of an unusual looking aircraft with a real thin boom to the tail. On the underside, big slot for the stand. Again, the fit's not the greatest. This join down the fuselage is a little bit off, so therefore it gives a nice rough seam there. Got little scoops and stuff here, some more recessed stuff. Landing gear, as you can see, is very simplistic. It appeared that you can only do this with the gear down. The gear doors are molded in the retracted, or in the extended position where the one panel slides in here, so you can't glue these gear doors closed. And then the front, looks like the person put these gear doors on backwards, reversed them around. And I will also point out that this is not the original nose gear. I found this out of my spare parts box. This kit was missing its nose gear. And I looked to see online, this looked pretty darn close to what the original one was. Did get a little glass piece, or clear plastic piece for this little nose. And you get a couple of pilots in there. Canopy is removable still on this. You can see the minimal cockpit detail. The pilot crews are identical. You can slide them out almost like they're on their ejection seat rail. But not much to this kit. Okay kit. I think the lines look about right. Though the canopy does look a little flat compared to some of the pictures that I've seen of it. It looks like it's a little bit more of a bubbled out canopy. But usual aircraft. So the Temco company originally designed this as their Model 51. It was proposed to the U.S. Air Force in competition against the Cessna T-37 for their primary jet trainer. It lost out to the Tweet, and then the Navy was looking for something, and they ended up producing, I think, 14 of these between 55 or 56, 57. They got the first flight of it was in 56 and sent to Naval Air Test Center in Patuxent River. They spent 5960 down at the Air Training Command in Pensacola. They didn't do very well. They ended up being phased out fairly quickly from a standpoint of their performance just was not sufficient for what they needed. So they didn't last very long in the service. They did get sold off to the public. And currently right now there are still 5 of them on U.S. Civil Register. Oh, I forgot to look at the stand. This is Aurora plastic stand from the mid-60s. And it looks like the decal was missing for the stand, so this person just kind of painted on the name. That's just your standard Aurora thing. So there's not a lot of kits out there on the Temco TT-1. There's a 1/72 scale, 1/48 scale pro resin kits, which I believe came out of the Ukraine. Don't know if they're still in production or what exactly happened. I could not find any production dates for those 2 kits. There's a vacuum form version on 72nd scale that was produced by Wings Models and also under their Eagle Talon label. And then finally, there was a flying scale model made by Berkeley in a 1-inch scale, or comes out to 1/12 scale. In 1958, had a 30-inch wingspan. It was designed to use one of the early jet engines for flying scale models. It could accommodate a Jetmaster or Scorpion engine from that time. So kind of a rare airplane to find any kind of kits in. I forgot to mention, this is a 1/42 scale, so this isn't even 1/48. It's kind of an odd scale. So it's 1/42 scale is what the scale's out to. So if you've ever built one of these, or if you've got any association with the Temco Pinto, if you flew one when you were in the Navy, or if you ever flown in one, since they've been out on the civilian market, put some notes in the comment section about it. Let us know your experience with the Pinto. Well, that's about it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. And have yourselves a great rest of the day.